Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Let's go ahead and recap our picks from January 10th. We weren't able to put together a video yesterday, not by I didn't want to not put together a video yesterday. Just so many injuries yesterday impacted lines like crazy. I know that there ended up being plays that ended up working out, but I don't like giving you plays that are gonna get changed by the end of the day because of a status of a player, or if say a player ends up playing and then that guy's line, we ended up getting it super juiced, and now the guy ends up playing and now his line is where there's no shot that line's gonna hit. Stuff like that. I just like to give you guys accurate lines that are up to date. So just with all those injuries, most of the lines didn't even come out to like an hour before the game. So no sense in trying to throw together a video yesterday like that. It did throw some plays up on Instagram. Those ones ended up not doing too well either. But we are going to start doing daily parlays. I threw my winner up from last night. We're gonna start doing those daily now. We're gonna start throwing, been doing those behind the scenes, and I'm gonna start finally putting those out, start releasing those. So, let's recap it. Let's recap our last pick from our last video. Ended up going 0 for 3 for the first time this year. Just on a rough. I mean, things got off to a fantastic start, and by fantastic I mean horrible. One of our picks of the day was Jared Allen over 13.0 points, plays 6 minutes and 45 seconds, records a single stat, and gets sick, and then just doesn't play the rest of the game. He recorded a assist, and that was it. That was the only stat he recorded all game, and then he just sat the rest of the game. Played 6 minutes. I mean, that's just, horrendous. I mean, I don't know what to do about that one. Capo Kakkonen just barely goes over by 2 saves on his goalie saves there versus the Coyotes that game. At -1.5 for the Sharks, though, it ended up hitting, and that was at like +170. And then Jared Allen. Oh yeah, we just talked about Jared Allen. And then Jordan Clarkson felt really good with him. He was at like 14 at the half, and then just exploded. Also had a really good rebounding game. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't grab a lot of rebounds and assists, and he ended up just having a really good game all in all. So, over 3 for the first time this year. We've got 3 plays for today, so let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. Real quick, if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, in the link down in the description below, I have a link that takes you straight to the App Store where you can download Underdog Fantasy, because you're going to want to hop in on the action this year. They have added a whole bunch of new features to Underdog Fantasy this year. Starting with the brand new insurance feature, okay? This insurance feature is a new thing that has been super requested for the fans and the customers of Underdog Fantasy. Essentially, all you do is you click insurance right here. And if you can see right there, all you have to do is hit 4 of these picks to win, but the value does drop down. So if you turn off the insurance, you do a $10 bet, you obviously get $200. And if you turn on the insurance feature, it drops down a multiplier down to 10. But if you miss one of these picks, say, Jameis Winston gets hurt or something, he doesn't end up throwing 2 touchdown passes. But everybody else hits, like Lamar, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, and Justin Jefferson. All these guys hit. You still hit the slip. You just get it for $100. Just goes down a multiplier, which is a huge feature a lot of people have been asking for, so they received it. Also, they have added second half lines now to games. Obviously, it is on. There is nothing up because there's no NFL second half games, but they have added NFL second half. So just like for the Thursday night game, I'll throw up that clip right here. Thursday night, they dropped all the second half lines for that Thursday night game between the Bills and the Rams. They've added a bunch of new features this year. They're trying to improve to get the app better for you guys. Also, when you sign up, if you use code TAKEMYSHOT, you'll get $100 match, up to $100 match and 100% deposit match on your first time deposit. So if you do that, you can deposit $50, you get an extra $50, $20, you get an extra $20. Whole lot of stuff coming with Underdog Fantasy this year. Make sure you sign up with code TAKEMYSHOT. Now let's get to today's bets. All right, coming in for today's lock of the day, we're going to take an absolute wagon. I've been seeing it all over Twitter, all over the place. People have just been riding this wagon. We're going to go ahead and take Mason Plumlee today over 13.5 points today versus that Toronto Raptors. It's not the greatest matchup, right? The Raptors aren't a bad interior defensive team against centers, but they aren't a good one either. Sit right almost like right in the middle of the pack as far as defensive statistics go versus centers. He had 21 in their last matchup just a couple days ago. The last 10 games right now, he's averaging 15 points. He's hit the over 7 out of 10 games, and he's hit the over in 3 straight games. Really, the minutes production, the jump in minutes is what you see is the big thing here for Mason Plumlee. One of those guys, kind of like Steven Adams, that can have runs where he's just automatic, but sometimes he just loses the minutes, and then he's not automatic anymore. So the big thing I've been noticing here with Mason Plumlee is that he's been getting a big jump in minutes. For 3 straight games and 6 out of the last 7, he's gone over 30 minutes, even in games where the Raptors are getting blown out. Or not the Raptors, excuse me, the Hornets are getting blown out. So he's still getting time even when they're not playing well. And that's kind of been a lot of games this year for the Hornets, is they have really bad games sometimes. So obviously anticipating him to have another good one here tonight. They did keep it close versus the Raptors last time. Did the Hornets, thanks to Terry Rozier shooting it really well and LaMelo Ball playing well as well. They kept it, within a couple points the entirety of the game, and then the Raptors just kind of ran away with it late there in the fourth quarter. So if this one could stay close again like it did last time, obviously it gives him the opportunity to play a couple more minutes. Sits at a 7.5 point spread. I think it was a much bigger spread just a couple days ago. So the books have got this one just a little bit closer than it was last time. This one is in Toronto, so that obviously gives them a little bit more juice as well. We're going to take Mason Plumlee today over 13.5 points as our lock of the day today. Okay, second play of the day will be coming from the NHL, an early game between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Carolina Hurricanes. We're going to take the Columbus Blue Jackets goalie today, Jonas Corpisolio. We're just going to call him Jonas. I'm going to butcher that name, obviously. These goalies have really tough names, and they have tough names. We're going to take his over 31.5 saves today versus the Hurricanes. Columbus allows the second most shots on goal in the NHL, and oddly enough, the Carolina Hurricanes shoot the second most shots per game in the NHL. So I'm going to take those two great combinations as a match made in heaven there of the defense that allows a lot of shots on goal and an offense that does take a lot of shots on goal. So we're going to take Jonas Corpisolio today, the Blue Jackets goalie against the Hurricanes offense as our second play of the day today, over 31.5 saves. All right, and our second play of the day today will be coming from the late game. Give us the Dallas Mavericks versus the LA Lakers. We're going to take LeBron James on national television, over 41.5 points and rebounds. No Dorian Finney-Smith as a primary wing defender for the Dallas Mavs, so I just think it'll be a matchup problem for the Mavericks. They don't, on the season, obviously with Dorian Finney-Smith in the lineup is the majority of that statistical stats for the season. They're, not a great defensive team, small forward position, but not a bad. They're kind of right there in the middle of the pack, but no ID again for LeBron and company. No Dorian Finney-Smith on the defensive side for the Mavs. Look for LeBron to have a big night. Had a big night last time around, and that was with Dorian Finney-Smith in the lineup. National televised game. Obviously, LeBron has been backpacking this Lakers team and putting up massive stats and good numbers. So we're going to take LeBron James tonight over 41.5 or 41.0 points and rebounds. All right, excuse me. On that last Lakers or that LeBron line, I did make a mistake on the LeBron line there. Dorian Finney-Smith did not play in that last game, so he did have a big game. And they did not play in that last game. That was also that game on Christmas Eve, you guys remember, where LeBron, or the Mavs had a 50-point quarter, and the Lakers were still able to keep that within reach that whole game. So anticipating the Mavs to have another 50-point quarter, I anticipate this game to be pretty close. I don't know what the exact line is here. Let me pull it up real fast to see what the books have this one exactly at, so I can keep you guys up to date on that one at the time that I'm recording it. So they got a 3.5 point spread. Lakers are the dog at home, so not too bad of a spread there. Over 235, so I'm loving that as well as a combination of those things. All right, so today's perfect three slip is the lock of the day, Mason Plumlee over 13.5 points on the absolute wagon. We're going to take Jonas Corpisolio, the Blue Jackets goalie, over 31.5 saves, and we're going to take LeBron James over 41.5 points and rebounds as today's perfect three slip. All right, with that being said, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Just need a sweep, right? We just could look at connect on a sweep here, but had some good plays. Just haven't been able to connect on a sweep. I will be posting my NBA tonight. There will probably be an NHL play in there as well, but NBA/NHL parlay tonight. That'll just go up on Instagram later tonight, so make sure you keep your guys on Instagram. If you guys want to join in on that parlay, I've slapped the last couple. I've been throwing them up on Instagram on the after the fact, of course, but been throwing those up on Instagram. I'm going to start throwing them up beforehand now, so you guys can start hopping in on those as well. So that being said, guys, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.